Good evening. And I'm saying good evening because I'm dressed like this. And this isn't for an advert for aftershave. This is because it's the Motorcycle News 1996 Awards evening. We'll be going inside very shortly. We don't know who's won, of course, but we will soon. So join us later.
Well, I'm in a completely different corner of the showroom today, and I've found some really interesting motorcycles and managed to find some gear to go with it. I know I look a little bit like an explosion in a paint factory, but apparently this is the kind of thing that goes with these bikes. This is a Husqvarna something or other. I'm not exactly too sure exactly what it does or what it's good at, but I know a man who does. This is Barry from Colin Appleyard. Now, Barry, exactly what is this and what's it good at?
This is a Husqvarna WR250 Enduro. Enduroing is the rally sport of motorcycling. Worked along the same lines as rallying for those who don't understand enduro. It's designed on time and getting from A to B as quickly as possible. It's also used for pleasure at weekends if you don't want to compete as an off-road machine and following the white roads around the countryside. Britain has something like 3,000 miles of unused, unsurfaced roads, and many people involved in the Trail Riders Fellowship explore these roads and keep the rights of way open. So you can either ride it at a sports meeting or you can go out and sedately enjoy the byways of the countryside.
Right, so something I notice about this machine is it's got lights, it's got a number plate, but it's not the sort of thing that I would see every day on my way to work. It's obviously road legal. You could buy one of these and use it for work.
You could indeed, yeah. It has an ignition system and lights, so it can be used on the road. Part of the rally or enduro type theme is that the vehicle must be road legal, although the semi-off-road tyres on the machine do make it a fraction uncomfortable on the road. Yeah. It's like riding square blocks.
Right, I see. Yeah. So what about on the road? What's the performance of these things like, even off the road? I mean, we talk these days of high performance, top speeds and big brake horsepowers. What does this have?
This doesn't have the top speed of some of the larger capacity machines, even though it's a 250cc, and we do have road machines which will do 130 miles an hour in 250cc class. This machine would be lucky to attain the 70 mile an hour speed limit. It's not designed to do speed, it's designed to get from A to B over rough terrain, and so on the road you'd be lucky to get any sort of performance. But as far as its power's concerned, its torque, it's got masses of bottom end torque, so it can lift the front wheel up over obstacles and power you through the dirt and grime which would normally stop any other vehicle.
Right, I see. So there's no real performance, but it would pull a house down.
You've got it in one.
Absolutely right. Well, the only way to do it is let's go and see it in action. Let's go and have some fun. Well, this is the Husqvarna WR250, and I just hope you can hear me over the noise. This is certainly a bike to annoy the neighbours. It's a big bike. My feet, I'm 6 foot tall and I'm only just touching the floor on this thing. But the power is incredible. It throws you back in the saddle. It's unbelievable. The suspension is unbelievable. You're just going over bumps here that I'd like to see a Range Rover get over, but absolutely phenomenal power. I don't think I've been out of second gear yet, to be quite honest. Oh, I want one of these. Well, that was absolutely great fun. A real good laugh. I've never done anything like that, not for a long time anyway. Now, I like this, but what do you say about people who say, well, motorcycles shouldn't be tearing across fields and churning up the countryside, which they do on a bike like this?
As far as the fields are concerned, I'd agree with them. If they're in fields, they're in somebody's private back garden, whether it be a farmer's or a private landowner's. As far as riding on unsurfaced roads, they're quite legal rights of way, and as long as they appreciate that they're on a legal right of way and they treat it so that other people can enjoy it after them and don't churn it up, then nobody's going to complain.
Right. So I love this. I mean, I'm going to get one of these. They're fabulous. But what's it going to cost me to buy a machine like this?
A machine like this new will cost you around £4,800.
Right.
Although you can pick a second-hand one up if you wish for anywhere from £3,000 upwards.
Right. So, and then I bought the machine. Obviously, like we say, we can't go churning up fields and being irresponsible. So where do I go to find out and get involved with the sports side of a bike like this?
Well, I could bore you all day by giving you thousands and thousands of names and addresses. The easiest way to do that is to give you the copy of the Trials and Motocross News.
Right.
This is the off-road Bible, as it were, which comes out weekly, available on a Friday. Have a read of that.
Well, thank you very much. That's something for reading in bed tonight. Well, that was great fun. Who knows what I'll be doing next week. If it's anything like that, it'll be fantastic. So I'll see you next week. Hello
Hello folks, Wayne here again on the subject of clothing and accessories. The only drawback with a motorcycle is the fact that you have no lid on. You have no cover over the top of you and you're exposed to the elements. So, as I come from a rainy city, Manchester, I thought we might just touch on the subject of waterproofs. These are one-piece suits and they come in fat ones with lots of quilting, they come in thin ones with no liner in at all that you can just slip over your leathers, all sorts of types. They should be sold to you as 100% waterproof. Some put subtle labels on, so you know. This particular one is 75 quid's worth. Has a nice quilt liner, so you could probably wear this without having to bother about leathers underneath or anything extra warm. This will do the commuter ideally, and or even somebody going to the office and want to wear his whistle and flute underneath, and he'll look very smart with that covering up and keeping him warm and dry. This Furigan suit from France has got a liner in it, but it's quite a lightweight liner. In fact, it's just like a second piece of nylon. And the aim with this suit is the nylon just gives you the extra warmth without the thickness and being too warm perhaps. It's also going to protect all the linings and the seam welds and the taped area. So on a long-term basis, this will probably last 3 or 4 times longer than some of the lighter unlined ones. This will cost about £80 and done in these lovely subtle colours. You'll see you when you're coming. This is a bit in between. He doesn't know whether it wants to be a thick heavy quilt suit or whether it wants to be a lightweight suit, because underneath this exterior, oh what a lovely sound of it, Velcro opening. It comes with all motorcycle clothing, Velcro. That just sounds like the tent opening on your holidays. That is a thick heavy quilt liner for winter, but you can see from the zip here that is also removable and you've got a light summer suit. So excellent value for money. Sells at around £100 and really it'll do you all year round. In the summer for when it just rains and drizzles, and in the winter when you want to keep warm as well as dry. This is your Belstaff Dry Biker, and this is one of the full piece suits, one piece suit, packed away in a little pouch that you can stick round your waist when you don't need it. They do it in a one-piece version and a two-piece version, black or multicolours, and they're just about 55 quid. Excellent value for money. Most of these suits pack away. This one here, behind the bag, that packs away in its own pouch as well, and I'm just going to slip this on just to go out into the rainy city of Manchester. So here I am now, ready to brave the Manchester rainy weather in my waterproof suit. Took me no time at all to get into. Hello Paul.
Hey Wayne.
Oh, I tell you what,
looking very smart.
Water,
Wayne.
not a problem. This suit is 100% waterproof, will not let a drop of water through.
Well protected, eh?
Yep, not a problem.
You're not going to get wet.
Brave the Manchester weather. Go for it, Paul. I feel a nosebleed coming on. In actual fact, I think it's going to be yours.
With me is Mark. Who, you're asking? Well, let me just tell you how I met Mark. His good lady is one of my ex-fellow gladiators, Falcon, and they live in Basingstoke, not far from here because we're still at Odeum at the Lord Derby here on the Wednesday night. And a mutual friend of ours, Dale, up at Just Harley's in Morpeth, has just done the most amazing paint job on Mark's bike. Now, basically, what is the bike and why did you decide to have the paint job?
Well, it's a Harley Davidson. You might not notice that straight away because it's a little bit different from standard. I started by having the engine done, and I I wasn't satisfied with that, you know.
What was it basically before like it's become like unrecognisable? What was the engine first?
It was,
What did you get changed to?
well, it was a totally standard Harley Davidson Fat Boy, and you know, they go okay, but it's not really what I wanted. I wanted a little bit more power out of it, so I sent it to a guy over in Reading, and he sorted it out, and it basically goes twice as well as it used to. And then I sent the bike up to a guy up north, Just Harleys, and he's totally changed the look of it. Painted it, put a great big wide tyre on the back. Well, as you can see, it's totally different.
So how did you first get into bikes and why Harleys? Because there's a bit of a debate going on around here.
I got into bikes actually when I was younger. When I was about 5 or 6, started riding bikes. I used to do motocross, and I started riding Japanese bikes when I left school. And a couple of years ago, I thought I'd try something different. So I thought, well, what about Harley Davidson? So
There's like no hype or image factor in this anywhere down the line. Have you seen the bike?
well, it's a bit of a post factor, I suppose, riding a bike like that. But
Hey, when you've got a girl like Bernie, Babe Falcon, Gladiators, remember I said that. Why not? But she can't go in the back.
yeah, I've actually got a tiny little pad. It's a bit cruel actually. It's only about that. But yeah, there's a little pad that sits on there. And
She's got a little butt though. She'll sit on there, no problems.
yeah, you said the right thing. yeah, but
Pay me later, Bernie.
We're now inside these very gracious surroundings, perhaps not something that you'd normally expect for motorcycling, but nevertheless these are prestigious awards. So now I'm going upstairs to see where it's all happening. Bike Sport Team of the Year was another award eagerly sought by many people, but this man next to me, Ben Atkins of Rev A Racing, he's the one who won it, or rather his team won it, didn't they, Ben?
Oh, awesome. I can't believe how lucky we are and how fortunate we are. Very prestigious award.
Well, it was good to see you up there with your whole team as well. It obviously is a team event because you got everyone up there on stage with you.
That's right. In fact, we've christened it now. It's not a team anymore. It's a Rev A Red Bull Racing family now. And I think that's how we've achieved what we've achieved. The team have worked together so well. There's been no hassle, no arguments. When things have not been going particularly well, we've managed to still produce the goods. And the teams work incredibly well. You know, they're very professional, all of them.
The word rêve, French for dream, it was a dream of yours to have your own team. Is that the background to it?
Yeah, that's right. A number of years ago, when I was a lad, I started watching motorcycle racing, and I always thought it would be nice to get actively involved in it. After 1992, when John Reynolds won the championship on a Kawasaki, I did get involved. We took him into Grand Prix for 2 years, and had a year in World Superbike in '95. We finished the top privateer team in the world. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue, so we decided to take a year sabbatical from World Superbike. We then entered the last 5 rounds of the British Championship because of problems in the championship with the race team that Steve Islop was racing for at the time, and it's gone very well. You know, we've never looked back. It's great. And also we entered the Isle of Man TT, of course, as well with Jim Moody, and that went particularly well as well.
Yeah. And so you're obviously, despite this being a very, very expensive business, it's money well spent as far as you're concerned.
It certainly is. I don't regret a minute of it. It's fantastic. Motorcycle racing is fantastic. It's a great sport, and if there's anybody out there that's thinking of doing what I've done, then I would say come on in. It's great. You won't regret it.
Well, thanks very much, Ben, and all the best for 97.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What we need to do is actually lift up and let be heard the motorcycle message again. For so long we fell into the doldrums and were looked upon as second-class citizens. That is not the true position of true motorcyclists, and I just hope that events such as this and all the people gathered here will help to spread the message even more.
You just missed the championship this year just by a gnat's whisker. What are your plans for next year?
Yeah, I mean, I missed the championship. I made a bad tyre choice, and I'm not saying I could have won it, but I think I could have had a better chance than what I actually had at the minute. I mean, actually what happened with, Neil ran away with it, but I reckon a better tyre in the first race, I could have given him a bit of a closer run and maybe won it myself. But I've had a good season, I can't complain, and next year hopefully it's World Superbike. If not, I'll be racing in Britain, and I'm just happy to be back racing after the year I had last year.
Yeah, well, I think it's excellent, and it's cheered everyone on. And I think I see somewhere over there that nice Neil Mackenzie.
Mackenzie!
Look at this, folks. These are the people who are fighting on the track, but the best of mates, really. Congratulations, Neil, on your championship win. And it was the right thing at the end of the day.
Well, at the end of the day, it went down to the last race, and it could have been any one of us. And I think we were both sort of feeling sorry for each other because we knew one of us was going to lose. And unlucky for James, it was him and I won, and I got lucky on the day, but I'm going to take it.
Well, I think that's one thing that struck people this year. It's so good to see the two of you battling with one another, but no animosity at all, and that's true, isn't it?
No, not at all. I mean, our team has been the most friendly team in the paddock. We've gone really well. We've gone out together at night. We've had such a good season. And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm disappointed not to win, but I can't complain. I got beat, and sometimes you get beat, and that's it. You got to accept it, or you don't race, and that's it.
There's an honest man. What about your plans for next year, Neil?
Well, at the moment, it looks like I'll be staying in the British Superbike Championship. There's nothing settled, but obviously my first choice would be with Yamaha because I've had a brilliant season this year, and that's where I'd like to stay for next year. But hopefully everything will work out, and I'll be back to defend my title in 1997.
Excellent. Well, I wish you both well. Whatever you want to do. Yes.
I mean, to be honest, there's only one rider finished. If somebody came to me at the beginning of the season and said, look, you're going to finish 18 out of 20 races, you're going to win 10 of them, and you're going to finish second in another 5. Will you accept them results? And I said, yeah, thank you, I'll accept them. And I have done, and I've still finished second. So, I mean, he's finished every single race. He's not broke down, and he's not crashed, and that's what wins championships, and that's what's happened. So,
he's very smooth, isn't he? Is it something you can learn from him, do you think?
Only on the bike he's smooth. He's a right rough it.
Thank you, Mr. Whitton.
Thanks a lot.
The winner of the Sports Machine of the Year is the Ducati 916.
I have with me Huss Helm, who is the Managing Director of Moto Cinelli, the importers of Ducati. Huss, very pleased, I should think, that you've won Machine of the Year and Sports Machine of the Year.
Oh, that was wonderful. It was more than I expected. We've had a difficult year this year, and to finish the season winning those two incredible awards was wonderful.
What do you think it is about the 916? It's probably, you've been asked it a million times, but what do you think it is that's made it such a sort of a wow with everyone?
I don't know. It's an incredible looking machine. The first time I saw it in Milan show, my first reaction was like a little boy who just wanted to take the toy to his bed. And I heard that reaction from many other people who said, this is so nice, we want to take it to bed. But not in a sexual fashion. It was more
I'm
like
sure
a
it is
toy.
with some.
No. It's been around for more than 2 years, and really there's been nothing which has come close to it.
I have with me Bob Macmillan, the General Manager of Honda UK. Bob, you've had a terrific evening this evening, nearly swept the board.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad. I think 3 nice awards, very good.
That's the Blackbird twice, and then the ST1100 coming up well in touring.
Yeah, well, it was always good. I thought the Fireblade might have won Bike of the Year, but I think the Ducati just pipped us, really.
You're being a greedy there. You can't win them all, as they say, can you?
Yeah, I think you can, really. There's no reason why we shouldn't.
Now, this Blackbird thing, there wasn't actually a lot of flack, but a lot of discussion when it first came out. Is this bike too fast? You got a hell of a lot of publicity. Things seem to have cooled down a little bit now. I don't mean the bike's not popular. I mean, all that hype seems to have gone.
Yeah, I don't think really there should have been much hype because the bike's safe. It's like brilliant handling, brilliant brakes. It's just got a really good motor, and you can do 70 mile an hour or 170 or 180 or whatever. But you can't do it in this country, obviously.
No, of course you can't.
No, you can't. You're restricted to 70 in this country.
Yes.
On dual
so I understand. Yeah.
Dual carriageways and motorways.
Yes. So what do we want 180 miles an hour for? But I mean, this is a thing everyone must have it, mustn't they?
Well, I think it's just the fact that you've got something that nobody else has got. It's like, that's life, really.
I have with me this evening Richard Hopkins, the publishing director of Motorcycle News, and also along with him the editor of Motorcycle News, Sean Warwick. Richard, just what was the idea of this awards evening?
Well, I think there's a lot to acknowledge and recognise in this industry of great excellence. I've been a motorcyclist for all my life, but I've only been professionally associated with the industry for the last 3 or so years, and I was astonished that an industry which is so buoyant and vibrant and exciting didn't have an awards ceremony, as is common in so many other aspects of business, to acknowledge and recognise so many excellent goods and products and services. So we thought we'd do it.
What I think we've done today is put ourselves on a really sound footing for creating an even more impressive awards evening for the future, and I'm sure it'll grow from here, and I'm sure it'll get better and better.
Well, I certainly hope it does. Everyone seems to have been very pleased, so thanks very much and well done.
It's the biggest event in the bike calendar, and we'll be there to cover it. The International Motorcycle Show at the NEC in Birmingham is open to the public from the 9th of November to the 17th, and all the team from Two Wheels Better will be on hand to look at the new bikes and products and to look at the displays in the arena. A motorcycle show special next week here on Two Wheels Better.